We got some growth up in this row here, which is our kale. And then if we make our way over here, we got lots and lots of zinnia, and this is just day 2. So you see some condensation making its own little greenhouse effect. Soil still looks good. No need to water it just yet, but we'll see in a few days. Obviously, since there is no sunlight in here, they are not green yet. That'll eventually change once we do add some sunlight to it though. But for right now, they're growing. I'm taking a look again, and now I have my tomatoes growing. I have my, I think, rosemary growing now too. Obviously have my kale, some broccoli. The winter squash is growing, as you can see there. You can see his roots starting to come out. And then you got some more flowers over here. These zinnias are growing, but yeah. Back over here, tomatoes are growing. Yay! So excited. All right, let's do an update. So this is what we're working with now. You can see the height of some of these. Those are growing. That one's straight up there. This pumpkin seed is just coming out now. And then you've got this little jungle over here. I think it's time to leave it open. We've got a few issues going on here. So the first one that you probably saw from the beginning, and obviously this is trial and error because this is all new. But the first thing we notice is that their pigment is yellow right now because they do not have sunlight causing them to, synthesize their own food. So therefore the chlorophyll is not being used properly because there's no sunlight to do that. Second thing is, if you notice, they are very thin, so they are very leggy. This is what leggy is. So we are going to fix this problem before anything else worse happens to them, but they are very weak seedlings. And so I'm just simulating now wind to get their roots kind of strong and their stems strong. But if you notice, the pumpkin and the squash are doing pretty well so far. But to fix this and to counteract this, we are going to add some lights. I bought some LED grow lights, and these are going to be useful for them. This is a 50-watt grow light. Inside it has this card. Kind of gives a user manual of what to do with these said lights. You can use it either as plant growth or like an actual desk lamp, whatever you would like to do. These are the specifications on the top right. So we're going to clamp the light in the desired position, desk or shelf, plug in the power cord and turn on switch. Select the switch channel according to your need, and then back here it'll say it. So if you wanted to do certain plants, you can do one light on, one light off. You can do that one or you can do both. All right, so we got the clamp right over here. We've got the actual gooseneck over here, and the bulbs are in here. This is what the bulb looks like. We got some light. Oh, you can choose if you want one on or off, like that. Hopefully this works with this light. Got the lights going on here, so hopefully they react well to this and stop their legginess from occurring. I think tomorrow I'm going to give them some watering so they can continue growing up. This is all about trial and error, so we will see what happens next. But I'm going to leave this on for a little bit and hope for the best. We're almost at a week. We have some more growth here. A little bit of peppers. You see these guys over here that are kind of swooped here, and then now they're starting to grow upwards because the lights are up here. You also have more pumpkin openings. So we only have one winter squash, could be a pumpkin, and then we have these that are the pumpkins. And then we have our flowers over here. It has now been a week since I have planted these seeds. However, if you notice over here, this winter squash one is laying across the bottom. So that may mean either he no longer has enough space, so he's gonna get planted into something else now, or he needs water, so I'm gonna give them all some water and then do some transplanting as well. And I also noticed almost everything is green except for this one right here. So I don't know if he's just not getting enough light or what it is, but everyone else, all the other plants are green. Some have started to
die out because they are the weaker one.
It's time to thin these and put them into cups like so they can continue to grow. So the first thing is we've got our pumpkin, which need to obviously be moved over to something. We also have the winter squash and the tomatoes. So for the tomatoes, I'm gonna keep them together and then we'll get started with it, but I'm gonna place them in these red cups, fill them up with soil that I have, and put a little hole at the bottom so they can drain out, and then continue to grow them like such. My plants are currently outside getting some more sun, but in a shaded area so that they do not burn up. Let's label this tomato. It's a Roma tomato. I've got two types of potting soil. So I have this natural and organic potting mix plus fertilizer. This is called the Black Gold. It is OMRI listed, so it is organic for organic use. And then over here I have a Master Nursery bumper crop, and it is organic soil builder, so it pretty much contains like ecto and endo mycorrhizae. Anyway, it's like a compost. I have already started to fill in these cups. It's gonna have one part of the potting mix and then one part of the compost. We're gonna put some of these plants in these containers. The tomatoes, when they are placed inside of the soil, they will develop roots. So we just have to loosen up this netting and then place them inside. Now we are moving the winter squash, which you can tell is ready to kind of come out. So let's remove this netting. There we go. We've got this pumpkin. Roots are ready to come out. So we're going to remove the netting without disturbing, or without trying to disturb, the roots. We're going to do some flowers next here. This one has some roots going for it. It's a little crink to this one, so this one is a goner. But this one seems to be doing just fine. Let's go ahead and remove this one. These are going to be zinnias. I'm going to put another zinnia right in here.